I have this issue. I went for the interview and my visa was approved and my passport was left behind with the embassy for the visa processing. Later on, when I came to check the CAC status, it changed from ready and now it is administrative processing, AP. Why so? This bothers me. Hello friends, let me answer this question. Down on the comments and also through my email, I have had people, and not one, several people, inboxing me and telling me that they are through with the interview and the consulate or the consular officer told them that their visas were approved and therefore they left the passports for visa stamping at the embassy, and their status initially was ready prior to the interview. But later on, they came to check to do a follow-up of their diversity visa process, and therefore they visited the SIAC website. And when they checked, they found out that the status had changed from ready to AP status. And of course, this is a bother because majority of us now know that administrative processing means that your case is being processed, being put under further background checks, and therefore you're put to administrative processing. But I want to clarify this, that if your interview is successful and you have been assured that your visa has been approved and you have left your passport documents with the embassy, while the embassy is processing your visa for them to stamp it on the passport, that phase is also administrative processing. I mean, it means they are processing your visa. And therefore, you should expect that your status should change from the ready status to the administrative processing and then later on issued. Because after they have approved your visa, they need to process your visa. They process it within a week's time or slightly over a week's time, and then they stamp your visa. And during that process, the process of processing your visa and therefore stamping it, during that time, your status, the CAC status, should change from ready to AP, and then afterwards, it will change to issued. And there is a difference between the AP status and the visa refusal. That is the 221G visa refusal. That is totally different. If you are given the 221G, your passports will not remain with the embassy. You will not leave the passport. They will not request for your passports to remain behind for the visa processing. You will be issued with a document, and on that document, it will instruct you on which steps to take before they can consider you for the visa. And therefore, you'll go and then process the steps or process the documents needed or the further information needed. And then they will request you your passport for them to consider you again for the visa. So that is the difference between the 221G refusal and the AP. But remember, during the 221G visa refusal, you will also be put to AP, and meaning they are checking for further information about you. they are doing the background check, and sometimes it might involve legal background checking. So this video was all about the concern about your case changing from ready to AP, yet your visa was approved. And I hope you have understood that well. Let me recap. After your visa has been approved, there is a process where your visa has to be processed and be stamped on the passport. And during that time, your CAC status must change from ready to AP processing, meaning processing your visa. And then once they have processed your visa, they stamp it on the passport, and then your status will change from the AP sometimes to ready again, and then to issued, or from AP then to issued. Now, how long will it take for the status to change from AP to issued? That's a different question that I normally get. Now, about the time period that that process will take, no one can tell. But if it is the normal AP, and by that I mean if your visas have been left with the embassy and you're just waiting for them to be stamped and the passport be mailed to you through the courier service that you selected, or whichever means, then it normally takes between 3 days and up to 1 week, sometimes slightly over a week. And therefore, you expect within that time, your status might change from the AP to the issued. But if your administrative processing is under the 221G refusal and you have been requested for further information, you are supposed to act quickly and comply with the request. And once you have complied with the request, the period it will take for them to consider you or to go through your case, the administrative processing for the 221G, it is not clearly known. It might take from 1 day to 3 months, or sometimes even 6 months, but normally around 1 and 3 months. But if it takes longer, that means your case needed a lot of time for it to be processed. I hope I've answered that clearly. Thank you guys for watching this video. That information was critical, and that information is to answer all of you that have gone through the interview and have faced that situation, and also for all of those that are getting ready for the interview. You know the drill. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not, and also support the channel. And let's meet in the next video.